Have you ever thought about how trains go clickety clack down the track because of lots and lots of trains? Anyways, hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the FVI, also known as the First Volume Impressions, where I talk about a first volume or a one shot and give my review and kind of give you an idea of what you're going to be looking forward to and whether or not I suggest that you read it. In this episode, this is actually the 5th episode, so that's pretty flippin' cool, to say the least. I'm actually really excited. Like, I feel like I finally got, like, the train running. Not to reference what I just said before. Oh, this is so awkward. Anyways, we're going to hop right into it. So let's go and see what we got next for episode 5 of the FVI. Okay, let's get right into it. So, this originally was published in March of 2022 here in the States, and in 2019 in Japan. There are currently 5 volumes out, potentially it being over, I'm not 100% sure. But this is Run on Your New Legs by Wataru Midori. It's a very new series here, of course, because it's been out for a month now. So let's get started by looking at the cover and the spine. So, this is a really awesome cover. Like, it's very dynamic. I love the color pink along with the light blues and the dark blues here on the bottom. I like that it's like, it's more of a vertical instead of a horizontal, which is very common in a lot of manga, so this is nice to see like some kind of change up to it. And then this is also really nice. You get to see the main character's face along with the pink text once again. And then on the back, it's not my favorite. I don't typically like the character with the white background. I wish they'd done a little bit more with the back cover, but I mean, it's just like a nitpick because I don't make deals off of back covers, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna throw this series away because the back cover looks whatever. But yeah, this is a really nice front cover and a really nice spine, so that's just a nice thing to see. So let's go right into the characters. We have a few that I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about all of them. I'm really just going to talk about the sort of the main cast. So the first character is Shota Kizukato, who is the main character. We don't know much about him from the story so far. However, he is excited to try out this new thing. As you can see, he's going into running. And yeah, just a cool guy. He has an interesting backstory. He wanted to go into soccer, but of course, since he lost his leg, he can't pursue that sport in the same way that he wanted to before. And now he is having to basically restart/reset his first year of high school. So yeah, he just seems like a genuinely interesting character, and I'm very interested to see where he goes. Next up, I'm going to throw him up on screen. He's also on the back. This is Chidori. He is the prosthetist. The prosthetist, I can't pronounce it. But basically, it's the person who makes these prosthetic legs for people who are missing legs, arms. But yeah, he is interested in going into athletic prosthetics because as you'll see throughout the story, he'll talk about it a little bit, but he's now very, very much going into this because he wants to, and he wants to support and win is like his thing. So he doesn't necessarily have the best motives in the world, but he is an interesting character. He's very interested in Kizukato and kind of pushing his agenda. So he's kind of a jerk, if we're going to be completely honest, but yeah, he has got a lot of interesting motives. I want to see where that goes within the story past the first volume. And then last but not least, I'm going to throw him up on screen. We have Usami. It is a person who is in Kizukato's class. He is part of the track team there, and yeah, he just seems like a generally nice boy. We root for him, we love him, and we hope he's not hurt in any way because he doesn't deserve it. That's all I can say about him. Now, let's go on to the story. So, the story is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, as the name suggests, the main character is learning to run on his new leg now, because he used to just have a normal prosthetic, but was basically borrowing this prosthetic, the athletic prosthetic, from Chidori, who has been trying to make them, and he now has like a kind of a newfound desire to do something, because before he kind of lost everything. He lost his leg, so he couldn't play what he wanted to do, which was soccer, and he couldn't really do what he desired most. So it's interesting to see his like kind of character growth already from just volume 1, and overall it's just like it's a pretty good story setup already. I mean, like, the world's already pretty normal. I think the writing is phenomenal because it really makes you understand everything about like prosthetics and within athletics and within the Paralympics as well. I learned like a significant amount about like leg prosthetics and how there's like differences between like above the knee and below the knee prosthetics, how this affects certain running events in the Paralympics and also within just like running events in general. Just super cool. I mean, I was completely blown away and learned like more than I want, like not more than I wanted to, more than I thought I was going to, and that's really cool for like a sports manga. Like, yes, this is a sports manga, by the way, if you couldn't tell. So just genuinely, it's just like such a different kind of sports manga, and I kind of prefer that actually, because like I'm already enjoying so many different ones. Like I'm a huge fan of Haikyuu, Slam Dunk, Whistle. These are all sports we all know, but track and field, specifically within like the Paralympics or within like prosthetics, it's something I don't know, and I felt like I learned a lot, and I got to like kind of get an idea of what it's all about. So that's really cool, and kudos to Midori for giving us all that information. Now we're gonna move on to the art. All right, let's get talking about the art. So, in actuality, I think the art is my least favorite part, and don't take that as a negative thing, because actually, I think the art is pretty good, but in comparison to the story and the way the characters interact and stuff, I do think it's, like, the thing that I would say is not my favorite. I think that, like, some of the art is very nice, and some of the perspective is really cool, and stuff like that. However, I don't think it's genuinely, like, too interesting. Like, there's nothing, like, super crazy. I think there are definitely some really awesome shots and like some pretty decent character movement and stuff like that. But I do think that like the quieter moments get kind of flat for me. Like I think some of the perspective is a little wonky here and there, minus like the action shots, which I think is odd to say the least. But for the most part, the art's pretty good. Like the character designs are fun. They're decent. Like they're nice. The main character looks pretty cool. His friend looks pretty cool. Like, the prosthetics all look great. You could definitely tell that the mangaka really put a lot of research into how prosthetics look, especially, like, athletic prosthetics. So that was just, like, really nice to see. And, yeah, just overall, like, it's a solid B for me in terms of, like, the art department. It's not bad, but it's not like, oh, it's gonna blow you away. There are definitely parts that will, like, surprise you. And definitely like stuff like that. However, yeah, for the most part, not my favorite I've ever seen. But yeah, let's move on to the final thoughts. I think for people who like sports manga and people who just want like a genuine feel good kind of like motivational, I would highly suggest this. This is a pretty cool series. If you want to learn more about like the Paralympics in general, of course you should probably just research it. But if you're looking for like a story that's like kind of helps you to learn a little bit more about it, then I think this is a good start. And overall, this is just a fun series. I'm kind of interested to see what else Wataru Midori has put out, and maybe we'll see some more in English. But yeah, overall, this was a pretty good first volume, actually. Would I suggest it to everyone? No, not really. But what I said, like, the people who do like sports manga, go for it. The people who do like that kind of, like, motivational, like, down on his luck kind of person, go for it. But, yeah, I think that's going to be it for that, actually, because I don't think there's much else to say. So, did you read this manga, Run on Your New Legs? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments below, and you know what to do. You can like, you can comment, you can favorite, you can subscribe. You can even hit that little bell or whatever. Is there a bell? I don't know. There probably is a bell, but if you want to, you can hit it. If you don't, I mean, you'll probably see it in your subscription some year. At least I hope so. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode of the FVI. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, hope you enjoy Run on Your New Legs if you decide to read it. So I will see you in the next episode of FVI.